The 19th of October 2021 was the big day, the first day of the building of my little red cottage. When I arrived at the construction site at 6:30 in the morning, it was still dark and very cold. But the Swedish builders had already put up their working station. The house was finally delivered in 3 big trucks from Sweden. They all had to squeeze into the narrow alleyway leading to my property. A crane lifted the cargo from the trucks and placed all the bits and pieces on my land or directly onto the scaffolding. The second truck contained the outer walls of my cottage. The walls already came with all the windows and the back door. I could never have imagined how quickly the work progressed. At 11 o'clock, the builders finally started assembling the house and erecting the outer walls. And this is the moment when the first wall was put in place. It all fit perfectly. By the end of the first day, all the outer walls on the ground floor were standing, and most of the outer walls on the top floor. What a day. The days after, the builders finished the outer walls on the top floor and the structure of the roof. By the end of the first week, all the beams were in place, the floorboards of the top floor were laid, and the house started looking like a house, also on the inside. The building was rainproof after the first few days, and the builders had even started laying the roof tiles. In the second week, the builders finished erecting the porches at the front and at the back of the house, and they also finished tiling the roof. The electricians, the plumbers and the ventilation technicians finally started laying their pipes and cables and wires. For me, all this looked like utter chaos, and I could not make any sense out of all these pipes and cables and wires. And I was worried constantly. To get my mind off all these things, I invited friends over to the construction site for a chat and a glass of sparkling wine. In the third week, it was mostly putting up the inner walls on the top floor and also insulating the whole house. I didn't have a master builder to organize and oversee the various technicians and workers. I had originally planned to employ a German company, a building company, to do all the interior works. But due to COVID, this company cancelled my order, and I wasn't able to find a master builder at such short notice. I had to organize all by myself, and I also had to work on the interior decoration of the house, like choosing the tiles for the entrance hall, for the bathrooms, and for the kitchen. What normally would have been a fun thing to do turned out to be very stressful. To be honest, building a house in the middle of a pandemic wasn't fun at all. And then on the 6th of November, the work of the Swedish builders was completed. And we had a walkthrough inspection of the building. And the acceptance report was drawn. When all that was done, it was time to celebrate with our Swedish builders. With so-called Schwedenbomben, Sweden bombs in German. These are chocolate-covered soft marshmallows. and sparkling wine, of course. Cheers.